Hey guys, what is going on? It is Justin Masson here with from Nintendo Dads with another Let's Play session, and we're going to tear ourselves away from Fortnite for a couple minutes here, and we're going to play Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. The demo is available now in all the eShops across the Nintendo world. So this actually came out as a little bit of a Twitter update. I think that originally it was available via the Japanese eShop, and then it transitioned over to the European eShop, and then finally I think it was Thursday or Friday it finally hit North America as well. Now I have an EU account, so I jumped in and grabbed that right away. Now what I'm actually doing here as we're setting up Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is the thing that really interested me, that I really want to try with this, is actually the two-player mode. So give us a couple seconds here. I'm going to set this up. My wife Jody is with me here as well. So we are going to two-player this. So we're going to change to two-player mode. Now I am excited for Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Now we have this on the Wii U. Now I say that we have it on the Wii U. My Wii U is bundled up in a box in Canada, but I did buy it when it came out because I really adored the look of it, and I thought this would be a really cool kind of puzzle game, and I thought it was a really great use of a character, Toad in this case. So here we go. We're actually the Joy-Cons, we've got two. Now here they're actually giving directions. So I'm going to be player 1 on the left, Toad. My wife, Jody, will be player number 2 on the right. So she's holding hers vertical, I'm holding mine horizontal. Quick kind of look at the controls here. Interestingly enough, as the first player, me as Captain Toad, I've actually got, my controls are less complex. So, here we're seeing throwing an item or a turnip, looking around, center pointer. With me, it's kind of move and pick up turnips. So this is, as I was mentioning before, so we have it on the Wii U. Really liked it there. And then when I saw that it was coming back as a port, I was kind of excited. I would have preferred they probably did a proper sequel to it, but I understand again why they are bringing out Captain Toad Treasure Tracker for the Nintendo Switch. Again, having such a huge audience on the Switch, over 20 million Switches sold, so they have a good opportunity to repurpose a game that existed. Here we're already noticing, if you see, they're indicating that actually Jody's controller is the one to tilt and look around. Now I do have that ability, but they're actually encouraging her in a lot of ways, that second player, to own that that camera movement a little bit more. So this is a little bit weird from my perspective. Of course, being the primary player here, I'd want to kind of be, keeping along with it, so to say. Okay, so we're getting on here. So now one of the other things that they've done differently here for Captain Toad Treasure Tracker on the Nintendo Switch is it is a port, again, from the Wii U version. And again, I really enjoyed it on the Wii U, so this was kind of a no-brainer. I was excited to see it hit. The thing for me is I really wanted to understand how it controlled, and especially that second player. Now, I will also preface this by saying it is also available as a demo in the 3DS eShop as well. So you can get this on either the 3DS or the Nintendo Switch, your choice. I would definitely say graphically, the Switch version is more comparable to the Wii U version. That's kind of easy to say there. There shouldn't be a huge shock there. One of the big differences that we see in Treasure Tracker, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker for the Nintendo Switch, is the introduction of Super Mario Odyssey worlds or lands in these stages. So now the demo will not provide us those opportunities, but that was the thing they highlighted. So I mean, it's interesting, right? Every time Nintendo does a port, what they end up doing is they usually add on additional content or additional layer of something to make it engaging for those of you who've already bought it before to re-buy it. I mean, great examples, of course, when you look at Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they did the battle mode was introduced. When you look at most recently Donkey Kong Country, Funky Mode was added as well. And of course here with Captain Toad, they're adding the additional worlds from Super Mario Odyssey. And of course, Odyssey being, I think their number 1 selling game, number 1 or 2 selling game. So of course, if you can ride that high and promote that, hey, if you liked Odyssey, there is some Odyssey content here, Nintendo's going to do that, right? Totally makes sense from a marketing perspective. So yeah, I mean, this feels To me, it feels a little bit odd. Like I said, Jody has a lot of the control. It does say here that I can actually look around. You can see that. And again, how do we indicate that to me? Well, it's showing the controls on its side, the horizontal as opposed to vertical, which is how I'm playing it. So that's how we're receiving it. Now, before I get the star here, actually notice I am missing a diamond. So we got to go find this diamond. I don't like not finishing, like finding everything in a level. So let's see what we can find here. Looking around a little bit to see where we can find it. One of the things I actually do wish that they had done, I know this sounds so crazy, is I really enjoy the Captain Toad character. Now, interestingly enough, the Captain Toad character was introduced in Super Mario 3D World. That was the first time we got a glance at the character, or was introduced to the character as kind of a bonus level in the games. I really would love for them to do an official Captain Toad amiibo. I know that the amiibo trend is kind of down, going on the downward, and they're probably not going to redo an amiibo for this character specifically as the game was released. But I think this probably could have been a great opportunity to bundle in or create specifically a Captain Toad amiibo to go with this. And of course, you can go to customizers and they can do that themselves as well. But yeah, so I mean, so far it plays relatively well. Again, it's kind of weird. Again, if we look at this, how much control the second player has over the first one, I think probably my first thought would have been, the person can throw turnips, they can kind of do defense, and then they're not necessarily in charge of the control or the camera. But actually, in this case, as I rethink about that, they really do kind of need to be in control of that camera to be able to in this case, shoot down the enemies, as we're seeing Jody with kind of the reticle aiming notch kind of as she's tilting around as well. And it's not just as much as, hey, you need to shoot the bird and move a camera every once in a while. They're also very actively a participant in kind of getting us to accomplish some of our tasks, or activating the switches here that you'll actually see within the level. So just as an example here, we're heading down to this kind of lift here, and it's actually Jody's button, the ZR button, that is activating that lift to go up. So that again, it's more than just, hey, point and aim. It's being a very active participant. So I would say this is a very cooperative two-player option, not a passive two-player option, which I think sometimes these games can be. And I think, for example, Super Mario Galaxy and Galaxy 2. Out on the Wii when it came out, the player 2, and again, Jody was my player 2. She's my player 2 for life. But don't mind that, married joke. It was more, hey, let me collect star bits and I will shoot star bits. So it allowed for, kind of drop in, drop out whenever you want. You didn't really have to be super paying attention. The difficult work was kind of being done by the primary person, the primary player number 1. In this case, we are seeing that they still have to be very active to accomplish the level, which I think is good. And I think especially if you are looking at this from a playing with kids perspective, right? Do you want, which role do you as the parent, when you're engaging your kids and playing content, do you want them to kind of, and I guess it depends on how old they are and what their skill level is. Do you want them to be Captain Toad and just kind of grabbing the pieces and walking her through the level, looking around, or do you want them to be kind of the instigator of stuff like the switches and destroying the enemies, and where is that level of pressure, right? What level of assistance do you want to provide? So this is actually very interesting. I kind of like the ability that it has here to play to different styles or levels or demand for what you need. I think from a parenting perspective, that's great to have that level of, or those levels of options. And ability. And of course, I mean, when we go back to just a parenting perspective, I think, the art style is adorable. It's cute. There's nothing here that's overly scary. It's kind of the Pixar level of scary or animation. So, but of course, you're in the Mario universe, so we should not be expecting anything too overly intimidating or frightening for children in any way. So, I think that's a great. I don't know. I like I said, I enjoyed it on the Wii U. We're gonna pick it up on the Nintendo Switch when it comes out, and it actually comes out. The full version of this, of course, this is, like I said, the demo available on the eShops. Is available. I believe it's July 13th. Check your listings, but I'm pretty sure it's July 13th. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna check that right now. I'm going to check. Make sure. Yeah, July 13th. There it is. I had to make sure it was a Friday, to be honest. And you're available, of course, to pick this up both physically and digitally. I don't think if it's digital, it's not going to be a huge demand. I like this. A huge demand on your content. Here's the thing I do like. They have the find your 3 diamonds, and there's always a secondary quest. And we saw we accomplished that as well. I'm actually going to go into the end boss here. And we'll finish that off. So, guys, you can actually watch. I don't know. Like I said, this is a demo version. You can pick it up. You can try it yourself. I'd recommend giving it a shot. Like I said, the controls are interesting when you're playing 2-player. This entire video here is captured in 2-player. So we're actually seeing here. I'm struggling a little bit with controlling my own camera when I needed to look around. I was having some difficulties just remembering which way I needed to go. So, but like I said, guys, it's available in your eShop. Check it out. I'm actually just going to kind of drop off now, and you guys can kind of watch the rest of the video and listen to the gameplay and watch whether I actually successfully can finish this level or not. A little bit of a teaser there. I'll leave that be. But guys, thanks very much for tuning into Nintendo Dads and supporting everything we do. Again, this is Justin Masson, and hey, while you're here on our YouTube channel, if you haven't already, click that subscribe button, click that like button. And check out all the videos that we've got here. So we've got tons of content, and of course, you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and of course the podcast, which is available on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and all those places you get your YouTube or get your podcast stuff. But this feel. This spiel, that's probably why you're here anyways, is you've already subscribed to our stuff. But if you haven't, change the world, tell a friend, and that would be fantastic. All right, guys. Again, thanks very much, and have an awesome day. Bye-bye.